welcome to episode 9 of UPO TV show on 1TVO. We've heard from many experts on this show who are internet millionaires, people around there who are experts of establishing online businesses. But this time I've got a different type of expert, a different type of authority. I'm here with Bob Urichuck all the way from Canada. Bob, good to see you again.
Likewise, Reg. Thank you for having me on the show.
Bob and I have been friends for many years, and one thing that we share is Bob is also an acclaimed professional speaker, a sales guru, sales authority, and you just come from Kuala Lumpur, I believe, to be with us today in Dubai.
That's right, Kuala Lumpur, Qatar, and now here.
That's fantastic. You are definitely a seasoned traveller. Yeah. Good thing about Bob, before I hand over to him, is Bob was at last year's event of Unlimited Power Online, and the great thing is Bob has a well-established business and is going through that transition of how you take a traditional business, which is doing extremely well already, he's been around for many, many years, and how do you now transfer some of that into an online type of business? So Bob, what's that like? What's happening for you? Tell us about this, and your past as well, for people who've never heard of Bob Urichuck before.
Okay, well, I've basically been in business now for 13 years, and I use Singapore and Dubai as my hubs. So when I come to Dubai, I do all the surrounding countries, from Singapore, all the surrounding Asian countries. And I've been noted as a sales expert. I do a lot of in-house customized training, ongoing training, coaching, etc. So sales has always been my passion. However, last year I attended the Unlimited Power Online event, and to me, it was an unbelievable event. I learned so much. Like I walked out of there with tons of information, and it took me probably 2 or 3 months to diagnose exactly what I need to do. And one of the things I realized is before I jump into anything, I better get my internet strategy in place. We were operating off of one website, just bobu.com. And then bobu.com had so much stuff. It had corporate speaking, or keynote speaking, conference speaking, corporate training, books, articles, resources, all kinds of learning tools, past articles, blogs. It was loaded. And people came to me saying, Bob, we love your website, but it doesn't really represent you. We see you on stage, we get to meet you in person.
And what's you? What were they saying was you?
Me as the individual.
Okay.
The website wasn't representing me. And it was very difficult to find things. So as we started to look at it and define it, and tying in with the learnings from the Unlimited Power Online last year, what we decided to do is break that website up into components. So yes, we keep bobu.com as a corporate training, keynote, conference speaker, and simplify it. And let's take some of the products aside from it. For example, we have the newest book we just launched is Discipline for Life, You Are the Author of Your Future. So we created a web page for disciplineforlife.com where people can go and download the first 3 chapters of the book and experience e-coaching free of charge.
Could you mention the site again so we'll make sure that comes up now as well?
Disciplineforlife.com. So discipline with a D, forlife.com.
And your main one again is bobu.com.
That's bobu.com.
Okay, great.
And disciplineforlife.com. And then for the sales side, we have the book, of course, Up Your Bottom Line, featuring the ABC 123 sales result system. So we've also created another site called upyourbottomline.com, which is really focused on discipline for life, general public, Up Your Bottom Line focus on entrepreneurs, small business owners, sales professionals, consultants, this sort of thing, so that we can help them improve their sales process to get the bottom line results they're looking for.
Great.
So on that site, we also created where people could go to it and download a 1-hour audio interview on the whole system. So these tips could help them get where they want to go. So this is the first phase of both these sites. They're up and running right now, and basically they're there to capture email addresses and names.
Just so I understand and the viewers can capture this useful bit of information. Well-established business already.
Yeah.
Great website, lots of great content on there of all your products and services, but decide to go down the strategy of let's take this and this out.
Yes.
There's still a hub here, which is the main central site.
And it'll be all connected.
But let's create separate sites specializing within that product area.
That's right, exactly.
Right.
To a specific target audience. So we're getting into targeting, more specific where we're going. Plus, we're going through a whole rebranding exercise to make sure that all 3 fit together and there's a common look and area of trust. So from all 3 sites, people can get freebies. Right off the bat, the first 3 chapters, bobu.com is a free weekly e-minute full of tips on sales and motivation, and upyourbottomline.com with freebies, and right now it's a 1-hour audio interview and the transcript that people can get.
Wonderful.
So now what we're doing is we're turning, you might say, the two side sites into support sites where people could go further. Sure, it's not just they can get the free information, but from there they'll be able to get books, audio programs, ongoing coaching, all these sort of things, right down to where we could do corporate in-house train-the-trainer sessions.
Okay, so
online.
there's a whole lot of area. Also, going back, I think one of the things that you mentioned that's really important is you did come to the event last year.
Yes.
You may have bought some products or engaged with some programs from some of the speakers, but essentially you still took time out to get clear on your internet strategy.
Well, what I find, and Reg, the same when you go to speakers conferences, you get so much information that you got to sift through it and really think about it and put your strategy together. And I think a lot of times that's what people miss. They just jump on something, buy it, and think that one product is going to make the difference. Yes, it's important to have some of these tools, without a doubt. But if you don't have your strategy in place, you don't know where you're going, how are you ever going to get there?
You need both.
Exactly.
And I suppose some of the other areas with other experts I've interviewed for this show is some of them feel that having the right goals is important. That links in with strategy.
That's right.
Others, it's mentoring. You can have the good right tools, you can have the goals, but you still may need some mentoring.
That's right.
And so these are all things that have to come together to build a successful online type business.
And I've been in touch. I mean, Ernesto's been a great mentor. He's been giving us ongoing coaching for the past year and giving us tips everywhere. So that, to me, has been a great help. And of course, when you get to know these speakers, which is so nice about Unlimited Power Online, you have many opportunities to connect with the speakers, talk with them, and create relationships. These relationships stay. I mean, I take a look at Dean Hunt. Last year I met him. We've stayed in touch. It's so good to see him back here again this year.
I think that's one of the reasons why we had to get you onto the show, is because you're a great example, and it would be great for other people going through the same transition of having a business but wondering what to do with their online strategy. But also you're a great learner because you've now come back, and here you are in Dubai for the second Unlimited Power Online event. Not necessarily on the stage where you usually are, but you're engaging still with the audience, you're engaging with those speakers who become friends of yours.
That's right.
Still looking to improve and learn.
That's right.
Which is a
and
great thing.
I look forward to, within the next 6 months, to have my full internet strategy and branding all in place so that I could actually be here next year and share with everyone else the difference that we've made based on the past 2 sessions.
Going off into a different direction for a second, you see lists out there in the world. It could be the top 100 best companies to work for. It could be the top 10 pharmaceutical companies in the world. But there's also another list, which every year people vote from around the world for the best sales gurus in the world. In fact, it's a top 30 list.
Yes.
And through attendees and people from around the world who may have purchased your book or heard you on stage, being part of your programs, people vote in. And last year, globally, you were voted 7th, is that right?
Ranked number 7 in the world's top 30 sales gurus.
Which is an unbelievable achievement.
Yeah, and it was a big surprise to me. What happened was one morning I got up, checked my emails, and there was a note from a fellow speaker in Asia that just said, "Congratulations, Bob." I replied, "What for?" He says, "Go to salesgurus.net, salesgurus.net, and you'll see." I go to salesgurus.net, and I see I'm part of the top 30. And then I go through the ranking, and number 1 is Zig Ziglar, Joe Girard, Brian Tracy, and here at number 7, Bob Urichuck. I go, wow! And then I started to look into it. How did I get this? Because you see, the voting is only 50%. And the way they got my name, I called them up, contacted them, and asked them, "How did you come across me?" Well, what we do is surveys around the world of major corporations, and we look for the name that comes up more often. So a lot of my clients had referred my name as being, a great sales trainer and sales guru. So part of it is also the articles you write. And every week I put out 2 articles, 2 blogs, and I put them out there, and I'm educating people a lot.
How long have you been doing that?
Just last year. Actually, right after Unlimited Power Online, they started to tell me, these are the things you got to do. So I immediately started writing articles and getting more of them
consistently every week.
I am disciplined, and that's why I teach discipline for life. I would do 2 articles a week, 2 blogs a week, an e-minute, and a video. Fantastic. Every week last year. So all these things came up, and they were picking it up. My rankings, of course, the Google rankings went up. Obviously, Sales Gurus picked up. And what they look at is, what's your contribution to the profession worldwide, and also the Sales Guru factors. My book has been recognized. Up Your Bottom Line has been recognized as a leading sales book because it's so non-traditional. You see, I don't teach people how to sell. I teach the opposite. People don't want to be sold anymore. Nobody likes to be sold. They prefer to buy.
Sure.
So what I do is I teach them how to facilitate the buying process, creating long-term relationships, shortening the sales cycle, and basically helping people get what they want really quick.
So again, learning from that, viewers watching this and listening to this, is key thing from last year is the articles, the blogs, and the video every week, which Google found.
Yeah.
As a result of that, other people then found you, looked at your content, may have bought your book, visited you, seen your program,
word of mouth from customers,
voted for you.
You got it, and then they voted for me.
People are watching this. You're meeting Bob for the first time. If you like what you hear, vote for him again. That's what I say.
Please do.
Go to salesgurus.net and vote for Bob, and hopefully he'll be there again in the top 10 for this year.
I want to maintain that ranking or improve it.
That's
so
right.
I really need your votes, and I really appreciate it. In the meantime, go to upyourbottomline.com if you want to learn more about the system, and you can download it free of charge or read the transcript.
Bob, look forward to spending more time with you at the conference. And no doubt we'll have you on the show again in the future and see you live on that stage next year. Bob, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for joining us.
Reg. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.